has arrived and gone. So I'm going to call this meeting to order. And Mr. Griffin, I want to ask you if you would please give the invitation.
Let us pray. Our God and Father in heaven, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to be here to take care of our city business. I want to take and ask that you reach down, touch our community, be with them, be with all the ones that have lost loved ones, be with the high school, be with all the students and everything as they go through the tragedy that's just happened in our city. And now we ask that you take and give us wisdom and knowledge, and give us understanding of what we're about to impart on all these things that we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of our nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. You got the agenda before you. I entertain a motion that we approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion's been made that we approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. The motion made and second we approve the agenda. I have discussed with my authority sitting to my right here, and he says that we can mix and match these. We don't have to go number 1 through 15, that we can sort of try to get some of the items that maybe we'll give Mr. Johnson an opportunity to be here and be involved in. However, I don't think there's a lot that we're going to he would miss. But at any rate, let's take number 1 first, reviewing the minutes. All of you have got your minutes before you. I looked it over and I didn't see a thing. Our clerk is rather meticulous in putting the minutes together. I've informed her several times and she won't adhere to it. She tries to be Miss Perfect on a lot of things, and but the minutes can be abbreviated, my dear, somewhat. You put a lot more into it, maybe sometimes than you ought to, but you do a good job. But the minutes are before you. I've looked at them. I didn't see any problems. Any of you see a problem with anything in the minutes?
I didn't see anything when I did look through them.
Okay, I entertain a motion that we approve the minutes.
I move minutes be approved.
Mr. Ramey has moved that the minutes be approved.
I second the motion.
Mr. Griffin is second to the motion. Any further discussion relative to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Mr. Johnson might want to hear what is to be said about this Johnson Street thing.
Yeah.
The signs, the other. Okay, let's go down to number 5. Isn't that what you suggested?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, and I think we've got a representative here of the family to discuss number 5, which is the Hazelhurst Music Fest of October the 11th and 12th on Odom Street. And we've delighted to have Ms. Minnie, my friend, here. Ms. Minnie, if you'll come step right up there to that microphone right there, we can hear you and you'll be better in the minutes. So you can state your event and what you've got in mind.
To the council, the Hazelhurst Music Festival they have on here 8 years, but I think it's been 7 years that we've had the music festival. So we are asking that we be approved to have it again this year, October the 11th and 12th. And the theme is a celebration in Jacket Nation, where music brings us together. This year, the October the 11th, which is Friday, will be the what they call the block party, and it's supposed to be it's 5th quarter street party after Friday's football game, and it's going to be gospel music and hot dogs, hamburgers, all those just fun things for the kids. And then the agenda is the breast cancer awareness walk. I don't have the map for that in here tonight, but we do have it. It'll be the same as last year.
But that'll be on the 12th now, is that correct?
Yes, that would be the next
day. What,
day.
around 9 or 10 o'clock or something?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Music Fest downbeat, they have a cakewalk, karaoke hour, Music Fest for kids, train rides, face painting, and then this time we're going to have a Miss Music Festival pageant.
Oh, how about that? Yeah. Well, y'all always do a mighty good job, and I always enjoy it. So, and we want to thank you for thinking and planning and putting together events that do promote fellowship and enjoyment in our community, and it certainly is a good event, and I know that the council agrees with me that we're delighted that you and your family go to a lot of trouble to put this on, and we thank you. Gentlemen, I entertain a motion that we approve this event for October the 11th and 12th.
I make a motion, we approve the event for the Music Fest for October 11th and 12th.
Mr. Griffith's made the motion, and Mr. Ramey has seconded it. It don't seem like you're gonna have any problem. Any further discussion about the October Fest, Music Fest? Hearing none, a call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It was unanimous, Benny. Good. Good. Okay, now then why don't we go ahead while we're there and handle, the training, in Nashville.
Yes, this is some training that Chief Williams brought to my attention. As you see, it's the National Incident-Based Reporting System. It's provided by Courtware Solutions. This is the program that he has where there's the collection of the fees and fines that has to run through the system. This is the new one that was just voted on and purchased last year. Sandra and Deborah need to attend this as they are the ones that operate that program over there. Tina will be sitting in for them that day. As you see, it's from 9 to 1 in Nashville, Georgia on August the 16th. And he just wanted to make sure that he could get his ladies in there for this training.
You gentlemen, you've heard the training. Thank goodness this is close by. Nashville's not far away. And these people need to attend this event and need to be updated on the software that they run. It's very important over there. So entertain a motion that we approve this training event for Deborah and Sandra and Tina.
No, Tina will be in the office now.
Oh, okay, she'll be in the office,
Yes.
all right, okay.
I move that we approve this training for Deborah and Sandra.
Okay, a motion made and seconded by Mr. Ramey and seconded by Mr. Griffin that we approve this training event in Nashville on August the 16th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion's carried. I think we normally handle the water and sewer and the Board of Council check register
Number 7.
Thursday night, right?
Excuse me.
You want to go ahead with Rory's now too?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Miss Rory Cheney contacted me via cell phone and brought this to my attention as it had been referenced to her. I don't always get the information for the Downtown Development Authority. August the 27th through the 30th at Jekyll Island, GMA is sponsoring a program called the Georgia's Downtown Conference. It is for the city members to attend if they're able to. As you know, Ms. Cheney has worked diligently to revitalize our downtown area. She continues to do so. I would like for the council to consider sending her as a representative for the city of Hazelhurst. She has brought back vital information for any of the training she has been to or any meetings that she has been to, and is helping the city of Hazelhurst. As you see, the cost for it, but we also need to include the meals and the hotel stay once she goes, because it is from the 27th through the 30th at Jekyll Island. Normally these events are held in Atlanta or in the upper part of the state. This time we're fortunate enough that it's only at Jekyll Island.
Another thing that, let me add something, council, because I think you all know this, but maybe for some of our guests. The DDA, Downtown Development Authority, is a very, if it's used properly, and if it's active, and it's current and up to date in all of its criteria that they have to meet. First of all, I don't think Rory yet, as much training as she's got, I don't think yes she has, and I know that she has. She has all of the training that's required to be and operate as a member of the DDA, Downtown Development Authority. Through the years, we've appointed people that were supposed to go get the training to become a qualified member, that didn't follow through. And of course, now, at this particular time, and I've got Dan McCray, who is an authority on development authorities, helping me to go through what all needs to be done to get ours active. And I'm hoping that with the enthusiasm of Ms. Cheney and with some others that still have an acute interest in helping to do things, I'm hoping to get a DDA, a Downtown Development Authority, filled with active, qualified people, and for it to function as it should. And so I think this will be another step in that direction, because I don't think you can, so far, with her ability, her artistic ability to take, and when you've got an idea of wanting to do something, she can paint a picture of it and draw it and show you what it looks like. And with what she and her husband are doing with the Old Western Alton building and with the other buildings that they've bought, and also there will soon be owners of additional property downtown, they've definitely got a financial interest in this as well, to really put her life into it. So I'm going to ask that we approve this conference for Rory, and hope that this is again an integral step in getting that DDA where it should be.
Ms. Rory certainly needs to be commended for all the things that she has done. She is a major asset to our community, and I thereby move that she be approved to attend this.
And I will second the motion.
Motion's been made second that this authorization be allowed. Any further discussion?
I do want to take and just reiterate one thing that you said. The DDA, there's so much that they can do for the city of Hazelhurst once they are established and up and running and within the guidelines, and there's so much that they can help us as far as, and monetary gains and everything, grants and everything else. It's well worth putting this into it. So, I mean, it's not something that's just it's a very good, it's very worthwhile, it's a very worthwhile project.
Mr. Johnson, we have explained to everybody that you couldn't help being a little late.
Yes, sir.
And we commend you on
I am
that.
so sorry.
You're forgiven, and we're glad to see you. To get you up to date on the vote we're about to take, this is a, Ms. Rory Cheney is the little woman that she and her husband are doing all that work downtown. And there's a conference at Jekyll have to do with the DDA, Downtown Development Authority, and we're hoping to get it active and working as it should, and she will be an integral part of that. And we're about to vote on approving for Ms. Cheney to attend this DDA conference down at Jekyll Island.
I was under the impression, I thought we had that last month. We gave the approval.
Well, we're gonna prove it again.
I will say this, Mayor, before you go ahead and make a final vote. The funds are in the DDA account itself to pay for this. It will not come out of the City of Hazelhurst general fund. It is in the DDA fund to pay for this.
All right, thank you. All right, that's always very helpful, because Lord knows we done stole all the money the piggy banks got. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, we're going to call for the vote. All in favor of sending Ms. Rory to the downtown conference on August the 27th through the 30th, vote A. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing not, the motion carries. Okay. Why don't you go to number 11, Ms. Clerk, and tell all of us about MediaCom's announcement.
Okay. On July the 12th, I received an email message from Christopher Lloyd with MediaCom, okay? They are planning in the early 2020 with field trials. MediaCom is poised to become one of the first cable companies in the world to begin deployment of the 10G platform. Just as MediaCom proved by becoming an early adapter of 1G services, the small towns and cities we serve throughout the U.S. can be leaders instead of followers in the America's transition into the gigabyte era. For updates on MediaCom 10G initiative or to learn more about what 10G means for your community, please visit MediaComcable.com/10G. Had some questions to come up from a council member wanting to know what they're going to be a contract. I can't answer that. I do not know. This is the only information that I have received. I'm sure
I can answer that.
Okay.
These contracts with utilities, and we've harped on this before a little bit, but they took the local authority of issuing these utility contracts with MediaCom and others away from the local cities and put them with the Secretary of State's office. And at that time, we had to write send notification to the Secretary of State that we required a 5% royalty at a minimum on all of their revenue, and it has to be on record. And when somebody goes up there in a passport, they know they've got to pay us, but we can't do a thing in the world about it. We have no authority whatsoever with changing it. And we did that, if y'all remember, several years ago.
I question a good bit of that is the 5% that we're supposed to be getting. What are we supposed to be getting it? Who's supposed to be paying it? And what are they paying it on? We have no knowledge of this.
I will tell you this. I have talked to a gentleman today, Mr. Greg Fender. He was employed with GMA. He's still employed with GMA. And a few months ago, one of the things that you as council requested, that I find the person and I contact the person as to who can do, I don't know that you can call an audit of the franchise fees that we are to receive. The gentleman contacted me today. Okay? We are to be receiving franchise fees from MediaCom.
We are.
AT&T.
We are.
We are to be receiving franchise fees from the new cable company that's coming in. Don't know that we're getting that. We are also to be receiving franchise fees from Satilla REMC, plus another company, and I wrote all this down, and I'm sorry I don't have it with me. I am going to work on that with Kim in the morning. We're going to get the information to him, and he is going to do a study, and he will get back with us.
Who is he now?
His name is Greg Fender.
And what is his company?
He's with GMA. He
okay.
gave me all the information. It's on my email in there. He and his son are working with it. I have a cell number, a fax number, an email address, and he will look into this, get back with us, and let us know if we are receiving the amount of funds that we are supposed to be receiving.
So to answer your question, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Ramey, none of us have the tools to ascertain that all of these people are doing what they're supposed to do. I do know this, that with your frustration and mine with MediaCom, I did look through the records and see where MediaCom did send us, I believe, $20-something thousand. So they are paying something. As to whether or not it should be audited and to ascertain if...
Mr. Fender will let us know if the amount is correct.
Okay.
Because he did give me percentages, and again, I didn't bring that. I didn't know that that was going to come up tonight. But I do have the percentages written down on a piece of paper in there, and all I've got to do is get the information to him and let him do his work.
Competition is great, and I am very interested in seeing some competition from MediaCom.
I do. The name of the company, Alma Telephone Company, it just hit me just like that. That is who, if they've got cables coming into here, and I understand that they do, to our school systems, we are to be receiving a franchise fee from them. I asked Kim, had we gotten anything, and she says no.
Not to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything on that. But now they've just got theirs. Theirs was completed, you know, when we finished our roundabouts last summer, about a year ago now. That's when they put their last line in and did the last of their construction. So now they've been in about a year.
And this company is open to the public? They can get TVs through that?
Who?
This
new company?
Councilman Johnson, I can't answer that because I do not know. I've not seen any contract. I've not seen any paperwork. I do not know.
I know in the past, we aggressively tried to get another company as a competition.
Yes.
But I honestly didn't even know we were getting nothing from MediaCom. And every time I've
Well, I
had
didn't
them
for a long
come and
time,
talk
but
to us,
I did for a long time, but I got so angry about it, I began to scrape. and
never
I
did?
We get $20-something thousand, or did last year.
And we're
Okay.
supposed to receive from MediaCom quarterly. Georgia Power is yearly. The majority of the companies that we're supposed to be receiving franchise fees from are to be quarterly, other than Georgia Power.
And the insurance,
Mhm.
override fee, or whatever you want to call it. See, we get, for those, again, that's why we're talking about these fees, but I said this, MediaCom, is all I know that we got from them is about $20,000. Georgia Power was 300 and something thousand. The insurance company's, commissions that we get on the insurance premium written in Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County is, 300,000. So thank goodness for the insurance companies, fees that we get from them and from Georgia Power is well over $500,000 that we get from those two. I wish it was that much from some of the others. All right, that's about all we can tell you. We don't, we sort of knew it before we started talking about it. We don't know a lot about it, but at any rate, y'all now know as much as we do. All right, now let's go back and try to handle business starting at the top. I put this number 2, discuss closing Johnson Street. That's that little curved section right back over there in front of the old hospital where the road used to go. And after I put this on, I decided I think I may have made a mistake. I'm not sure we want to close Johnson Street. I wanted to close it because they want to put a car wash over there. And we were under the impression some time ago that either we were about to or was going to get that triangular segment over there across Johnson Street rezoned to, now that in this block from Cromartie to Jefferson to, what's this one out here? Franklin? No, it ain't.
No, it's,
What's this one out here?
I don't know,
I don't remember.
signs out there.
I drive on it 2 or 3 times a day, but I don't ever look at the sign.
Well, I put it on there to be paved last time, and I don't remember what it was.
Cromartie, this street by us here.
That
all the
street
way
up there.
Out to, Tallahassee, and, all the way around. The city owns everything in this block now, except that little triangle over there. And, we're,
Lee Street.
Lee, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Or who back there looked that up for us? You did, thank you, Cody. We own everything in this block now, with the exception of that little triangle. And I've begged everybody I know, and been working on, telling them that we will, as a gift, we'll give them, a credit, as a tax, something they might can use for a tax credit that, Mr. Smith can work out for us maybe. And I haven't gotten anybody to even come close to agreeing to that. So I finally decided, well, I'll close the street, maybe that'll stop anything going on. But I think if we do that, I'm asking you not to do that till we get the attorney to help us look at it. I think I made a mistake in even putting it on here. Because if you abandon the street, I think half of it, since we're on this side, is going to come to us, the other half's going to go to them. That's going to make it a lot bigger, not going to help us at all. So that was a goof up, so you erase that out. But I would like to ask the attorney to look and see what are the chances. You know, when you rezone something, you have to put up public notifying signs to let the public know. And I don't know where anybody, within how many feet, 500 feet?
I'm not sure, I'd look this up.
Yeah, so for some distance, you gotta put these signs up. I don't believe anybody would, oppose much, us to rezone that. I'd like to rezone that so that we can keep commercial business out of this lot. I think, it's not so much selfish that I want it. It's that we've struggled so much to put this together for a center of government activity and all for years to come. I think we would be foolish to let that happen. Not on a selfish note, but on an interest of this town and what we're trying to develop here. I think we need to protect when we're in the graveyard, we need to protect this area, and I think it's in the best interest of the city. So would you, Mr. Attorney, find out if we could get that rezoned to the point that it wouldn't fit commercial activity over there, and see if we can do it, and the good Lord and mankind approve what we do?
Well,
Okay, so I want to ask that that be done there. Now, Mr. Bloodworth, so is it suitable, what do we call that, Mr. Ramey? We're gonna lay it on the table till Mr. Attorney figures it out?
I can make a motion to postpone the one that you want in action from the attorney, that'd be number 2. If that's what you want. Now, if you're
That's
talking about,
You
the
don't
one
really
with Walnut Street.
You just discussed it, so we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we was just discussion.
And I just didn't want anybody come later on and start biting me in the back about something, so I got counsel on it. Okay, now the next item, number 3, Walnut Street, if you know where Hall Oil Company is up yonder at First Avenue, and the old big sound lock building that I worked about 15 years in there, across the railroad track, along that street is Walnut Street. And Walnut Street comes down and crosses the railroad track, and it's there at our city Public Works barn. And then if you go on down shorter, there's a stop sign at Curry Street. Now, I didn't like the activity that went on Curry Street a few months ago, and I told y'all at the time that with that overpass over that railroad track, that when all these, and now half of Beasley's logs and timber coming in by rail, that railroad track is going to be restricted for crossing back and forth heavier and heavier and heavier, and it's pretty heavy now. At that time, down Walnut Street and down Curry Street and over the railroad track is going to be a thruway. It's going to be a thruway, and I can assure you of that. With that, traffic control and patterns and the width of the street, we've got a headache there now. We've got something that you're going to have to face. But so many people are so unhappy now when you come up Walnut Street to Curry dead end, and there's a stop sign on Walnut Street and a yield sign on Curry. They want the stop sign at Curry and the yield sign over here. Yes, sir.
If I recall, those stop signs went up overnight, because Tommy was on the thing that time, he questioned about it. I've always questioned, did the council ever approve them being put there?
Well, this is what was come out and everything else at that point. Because of where the railroad tracks are and everything, that was something when the railroad came in and did put more cross ties and whatever and everything else down and redone the track right in that area. The railroad, because of public safety, are the ones that mandated the stop signs be put up there, and I think they did them. And I think they did it, and
But did the council approve it?
No.
I think they just went and stuck them up.
the council
I
never
don't believe the
approved.
railroad did that.
Oh, no, they did.
I think they did.
I think
I know
the
they
railroad
did.
did that.
The railroad
They
did.
did.
The railroad had,
Huh?
It was discussed in a meeting, I remember.
I remember, because they just went up overnight. I had the whole question, what am I gonna do if
That's right.
somebody runs that stop sign, and there's no authority for it to be put there to stop us in the first place?
And
All right, okay, wait a minute, and let me stop here. Okay, gentlemen, the question is before you. Now, what in the heck are we gonna do now? Let's go worry about spilt milk, whatever's done.
Right.
Let's think, now, what are we gonna do with it?
okay, can we, for public safety reasons, remove the stop signs? And we need to know that too, because of the adjacency and the proximity of the railroad crossing there.
I've got a suggestion. DOT's got traffic engineers that they're specialties to come in and make recommendations on items such as this. Why don't we call in and sort of wash our hands of the deal and get the DOT traffic engineers to come in and advise us and tell us what they think we ought to do?
I agree, and just from a legal standpoint, I never understood why you got a yield at the railroad track instead of a stop.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense.
You did when the railroad track did that?
That's what
I
I
don't
said.
believe it.
Did you see what the DOT, the sign they put up on the Lumber City Highway?
Yes, I did. Okay, all right, I yield. All right. Gentlemen, I entertain a motion that y'all engage and instruct me to get in touch with the traffic engineer at Jessup, Georgia, and get advice on how to handle the traffic control mechanisms on Curry, and what's the next street, Mr. Cody? What's the next street down from?
Odom, is it?
Odom,
Odom, is it?
Odom,
Yes, it is, that's
Right.
right, Odom goes,
it's at Odom and Walnut.
Odom goes right across.
And it goes across, makes a circle.
Yeah, I've got a building on Odom, Waterloo, that one. Yeah, so, okay, we want to get, y'all instruct me to get
And the
traffic
other one.
engineer to give us counsel on the traffic control for, Odom and Walnut and Curry and Walnut.
But, excuse me, doesn't Odom run into Franklin, that little bitty short strip?
It does.
It does.
Okay?
That ain't
It
Franklin.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Yeah, it is, because when we did the rezoning, it was named Franklin Street.
Well, when you come from my building, down the street, cross Cromartie, go down by, Steve Land's house, huh?
Go ahead.
It's Odom, I think, and certainly it goes across the
Road
road
across the tracks and turned into, and,
into Curry.
yeah, it turned into Fraser. Fraser.
Fraser, I knew it was an F one.
But Fraser, you got,
But Fraser's on the other side of the track, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Fraser's on the
but
other
Odom
side.
goes all the way to Fraser, and then Fraser turns
Turn
across,
left,
goes across Curry. Yeah.
Dead ends. on the other side.
Well, I'm not interested in Fraser, I'm interested in Odom and Walnut and Curry and Walnut. Thank you, sir. All right, y'all, what now?
Franklin's at the courthouse.
I think so,
Yeah, Frank.
Y'all instruct me to do that if you will.
What you just said, I put in the form of a motion. We're not gonna go back and rehash this again, because I don't think we're gonna need to do it, I don't think we can do it.
second.
Mr. Griffin has made a motion that y'all allow me to straighten this mess out. Is there a second to that
I
motion?
second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Any further hashing
Oh,
of
this
this?
is gonna be
Hearing none, I
fun.
call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Gentlemen, I'm gonna get traffic control down there to help us with that. All right. Okay, Mr. Griffin, you're on.
Okay,
But so far, the benefit of the, audience, this is opening a special account for the GSP fine.
okay, at this point right now, we're in the process of building the GSP post out on 341 and everything, and the, what I am interested in and want to bring to the council and everything, the fines that we are now bringing in to the city through the court that are from the Georgia State Patrol tickets and whatever, I think we should take and open an account to put the fines from those into it, so we can start having a payment method to pay these, make this payment back once we close out on the loan and everything. Because we don't need to wait until we get down the road, and then, oh, by the way, the Georgia State Patrol post is open, we signed off on the building note and everything else, and now we've got to start paying it back, and we have nothing to start paying it back with. And that's what I mean, I'm just putting this out there to think about. This is a work session. Well, this is not anything we need to do tonight, but we need to think about doing this. The fines that come in to the court from tickets written by the GSP go into an account that is marked for nothing other than to take, once we start and get through this construction loan, start paying the loan back.
The only thing that I can, say to you there, Mr. Griffin, is that, we're working on that. And, there's, with the, computer system and how certain, aspects of the fine is allocated between certain things, it's mandated. And with the, court over, at the, with the county, and then with the city municipal court, there's a lot of work that's gotta be done before you're gonna be depositing any money, but it does need to be done, you're absolutely right. It needs to be handled, and like you say, it's a work session, but there's a great deal to be done before we can get all that together.
Right. Well, like I said, and that's fine, I mean, but it needs to, we don't need to wait till the last minute to do this, and I want y'all to understand that, we don't need to wait until it's the 12th hour here, and then be like, oh, by the way, no, it doesn't need to be doing that. We need to be working on it now, so we're not in that position when the construction loan is over. And
See, this even involves, I've been already working on it a good bit, and it even involves the clerk of court in the Jeff Davis County Courthouse is going to be involved in some of this as well. There's a good bit of coordination with our computer software and whatnot that's got to be done to handle this. It's a right complicated process, and you're right, it needs to be started. So thank you for bringing it up.
I definitely would want to say that I would lend my support to that. as long as it can be done, legally and hastily.
All right, thank you. I think that's all we need this time, and I think that's what you were suggesting anyway.
Yeah, like I said, we need to start working on it. Whatever we need to do, we need to take and start getting it together, and I mean, and we need to do it sooner than later.
Can I ask a crazy question though?
Yeah.
Well, my questions are crazy. Our local officers, I want to say local officers going into the municipal court, right? That's gonna be separate from whatever fine that the GSP write. It's gonna be different from what our local officers write.
That's what you...
So the local, y'all won't have nothing to do with GSP? Explain this
The
to
state
me.
patrol makes a ticket, if they make it in the city of Hazlehurst, they can write it as a city ticket. They could write it as a county ticket. But I think the understanding is anything in the city limits, they're gonna write as a city ticket. And then I'll levy whatever fine the city levies and everything, and I'm through with it at that point.
So
we got the city judge sitting here, and with all this additional work, he's gonna want race, so don't tell him about this now.
Wait, I'm just asking questions.
About this.
I'm just asking questions because I had some people ask me some things. But and they really did, but if didn't one time some of your money have to go to the state or something and then come back to us?
Doesn't come back to us, I know all those, what they call unfunded mandate add-ons. Closed head injury fund, jail recovery fund stays here. Then you got DARE assessment stays here. There's several different unfunded mandates we get no part of, but we're responsible for collecting it.
Okay,
And we get a report on that every month.
So what about the GSP now? None of
Same
that
way.
funds won't go to you? I mean, for you to handle it the same way?
spelled out.
If the case comes in front of me, it's just a matter of who's prosecuting it, you know. I treat them all the same, it's just is a GSP officer testifying there, or is a policeman testifying there? So the money allocation is gonna go in on the bookkeeping side.
That's what I'm concerned about, because I remember one time, it got confusing for me to understand that the police...
That's the reason we can't handle this right now. There's a whole bunch of got to be done.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot got to be done before
And
this
then
can
you
be
send
handled.
it back and then come back,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking.
Yeah, we're not ready to solve this now.
I see that it's definitely complicated, but, and we don't need to solve it, tonight, but it does need to be, looked into, as, Councilman Eric was telling us, that we don't need to wait to the last minute.
Absolutely, we agreed on that. Okay, now where are we, Madam Clerk?
Down to number 12, citizen comments.
Okay, we got, let's see, let me reassure myself, and that's done, that.
Because you're tabling 8, 9, and 10
Okay.
till Thursday.
Okay, any citizen comments?
I'd just like to report there's prisoners over back working on the GSP station today.
Yep, we got our crew back at work. I'll tell you what, I sat out there on that, edge of that, floor of that building for 3 weeks crying out there while they were gone. They finally found me out there crying and brought me back uptown.
We took him a shovel, but he wouldn't use it.
But they're going back, Greg, is back out there, they're happy to be back, you'll see some progress now. We should pour the floor, I don't know whether we'll get it poured next week, we might. And another thing, let me bring you up to date for some of you that may have forgotten. One reason for some of the adjustments that they're having to make out there now is that we got Santa Claus came to see us about they've been gone a month.
About a month and a half.
Month and a half ago, Santa Claus came to see us here in Hazlehurst. They came in, first they were gonna bounce all of their radio communications from another place. They came in and said, no, we've decided that we want this to be a storm center that they can operate under all sorts of weather, and we're gonna put a 300-foot tower out there. Well, we didn't know that. They're gonna pay for it. We don't have to pay for that. And they said also, we want, if the storm and all the lights are kicked out, we want a big generator sitting out there that'll kick on so that we've got lights and communication and all. and some other things that they've done, so that this post and I'm telling you that I happen to know this, they're gonna redraw the district lines, and that post out there is gonna be a central communication for this region down here. And so that's good. It's gonna be a new post, it's gonna be, bigger than, we made this post a little bit bigger than some of them are. So the hallways and the room in there is better, and at any rate, it's gonna be one of their better posts, and they decided to make it even better. So we're gonna have a nice facility out there, and I'm real proud of it. Oh, where'd that come from? From you?
Yeah, Ms. Rhonda.
Okay. What else you got?
That's it.
What about those two, there's a couple of strangers back there on the back pew back there. Anybody know who those two are back there?
Father,
They're stray dogs.
Stray dog. Oh, I like that. Yeah, we're glad to have you fellas with us.
Glad to have you.
Y'all be leaving shortly, going back to,
Dog country.
Dog country, won't you?
Yeah, about a month.
About a month, yeah. Cody, you got everything coming with your fuel system?
Yes, sir.
when I mailed a check in the morning.
Mailed a check out in the morning, and, I asked the question, how long it would be, and they said if they get it this month, it's probably, if they get everything in order, it'll be later this month, get it, if not, it'll be first of August.
Well, I couldn't quite understand, and I thought I understood it, but that's not unusual for me to be lacking sometimes. I thought we were just getting the key system that's attached out there. She tells me something to do with the pumps are coming with this unit.
2 pumps, aren't they? Because that's what I read in the paperwork.
This system controls the pump, and that's what it is. This controls each pump, and that, it's got 2 different, it's a computer system. that
Oh, yeah, one
controls
at the other, oh, yes.
One for each pump, and
Yeah.
that's what it is.
But
It's
now,
set up for that.
okay, then why in the world is that thing that weighs less than, what would you say it weighs, 60 pounds at the most?
Probably.
I know how, that's what I thought. What in the world does it cost $800 to get it here?
Because you've got to have your first payment as well.
Oh,
shipping plus
so it's not,
first
so we were afraid, I said, that little old thing can't cost $800 to get it.
Yeah.
So that's our down payment.
That's
And then we
correct.
got, what we paying, $5 a week?
$50 down, $50 a month for 50 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, at any rate, for those that don't know, our little key system where you put your credit card, all that's done out at the airport. And we, another thing I like to brag on this, so y'all, we're gonna be through here in a minute anyway. We sell more fuel, or have been, and I think it's still true, in Hazlehurst, Georgia than they do in Douglas Airport or Vidalia. We sell a lot of fuel. That's something you're trying to tell me? Okay.
But you,
Oh,
you get on there and
okay, yeah, but I think to send us on there really quick. At any rate, we get the new, key system so that our pilots, when they come in, can pull the airplane in there and fuel up, and we won't keep selling a lot of fuel. So,
To the right of you is an ordinance entitled Fire Protection and Prevention Ordinance.
that's this one right here.
Attorney Smith has the paperwork. I was asked to distribute this to you tonight for you to read. You will discuss it. Mr. Newell will be here Thursday to bring out some points on this. Take it, read it. Instead of me putting it in a package to send out to you Wednesday, I put it here. Attorney Smith is going to be working on this to get these ordinances in place. This way, if you've got questions for Mr. Newell, you can answer them. You can ask, and he'll answer them Thursday.
All right, did you give everybody a copy of
Yes,
this? Okay, what this is our advertisement of our water project going out to Beasley's. And what they called and asked me is if they knew it was Russian, but if, I said, well, everything's gonna work out just right because we got a work session. Did you inform the ledger today that it might be coming?
No, sir, but I'm going to contact him when I leave here.
You think it'll be plenty early enough in the morning?
It'll be fine.
What this is the advertisement to go in the paper about our 12-inch water line going out to Beasley's. If we can get it in the paper this week, it'll help us to get our bid opening sometime early next month. And, you know, we promised to have that thing out there by, sometime in October. So we can't waste any time. This is the advertisement that Ms. Ms. Thompson will carry to, the Ledger in the morning if you'll approve it. I entertain a motion that we approve the ad.
So moved.
Mr. Ramey has made a motion that we approve the ad in the paper concerning our water supply line at Beasley's. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, I'll sign it. You please get it there.
I'll be happy to.
And that'll help us get that done. Okay, now then, where are we? Minnie, you got any, you want to stand up, make a speech? You
I came in earlier, everybody went running from the camera.
They don't scare me a bit.
Let me say, remember y'all got the cemetery ordinance now, y'all have any questions, additions, anything you want to cover in besides what I've got with comments, let me know.
Are we gonna try to prove that Thursday night?
That's up to y'all.
I haven't read it.
You can wait till August, I just want to remind y'all to look through it. And
Did
let me know if
you,
you got any
let me ask
comments.
you this, just out of curiosity, did you, include the crematory type
That's
of
the main
stuff?
thing,
Oh,
yeah.
you got all that
I
in
want
there?
y'all to look at it.
Okay.
Get that material to us, and, we still got time to read over it by Thursday.
Okay, if y'all, can't, we've got the material.
Yeah. I mean-
Yeah, that was given to
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
last
oh,
night.
yeah, we've got it. I've looked at it.
I've got it showing what the changes were from the one we got, it with comments out
I
there.
just have.
No changes from what we got.
No, there are changes, but I've got the draft, of the original we had, and then it's what we call markup copy, where I made changes amending it, if y'all approve it.
If y'all study it and get to the point, if you want to come by my office sometime and let's get our heads together, we might can get where we can approve it, Thursday night, or we might not. Depends on how well you do your homework. If you'll let me know, we gotta be by Wednesday afternoon. You gotta know by Wednesday afternoon for her to get it on the agenda. So in other words, you've got, a couple of days to work on it. So let me know. That's up to y'all.
I'd say go ahead and put it on the agenda, and then, if we don't wanna approve it, wanna postpone it, we can do that. At least it's there.
All right. You heard Mr. Ramey.
I did.
Okay, is there anything else we need to bring up? This is a work session, it's open for, anything y'all think we need to hash out?
Nothing need to hash out, just, oh, go ahead, I thought you were fixing to take the...
Oh, no, I was late coming and I won't do that to you. I won't do that to you. Well, I need to talk to my fellow councilmen and mayor. This Saturday, I'll need the city's help, and I'll talk to Ken and we'll talk to the sheriff. We got an activity, Mr. Earl and them, they come in for, some activity, but thing is supposed to end back up at the youth center, and they're planning to be up there. It's not anything that we need to bring back up on the board meeting, I don't think, but it's a lot of people that's coming in, and this is a one-time deal every year, so they've asked to come back up there this coming Saturday. And if the time may go over a little bit during the night, and in the past, everything has been perfectly fine with the officers and everybody know what's going on, but if they get a little loud, they have to tell them to tone it down. This time, they're going inside the center.
Inside the gym?
Yeah, to see how it works.
Okay.
And they may be up there a little one or so, and hopefully they don't have to shut them down. That's the wrong word, because like I said, the officers know what's going on.
What is it? What is the event?
I don't know, they come back every year to play ball, and they do all that, and then get out there racing, and just have a hallelujah time, but I go in
Racing what, on foot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not cars, yeah. They actually race right up there in front of the center, I tell you.
Council
Yeah.
and audience, there seems to be that there's gonna be a hoedown.
It's gonna be more than a hoedown, but
Ladies and gentlemen, there's gonna be a hoedown this weekend. Tell everybody.
I won't be there this time of night, I'm gonna tell you, I told them if they have to call me, they can get ready, all of them gonna go home. So, all right. But anyway, they assured me, no, Mr. Wayne, we ain't going.
There's gonna be a hoedown Saturday night,
So-
but if you boys think they have a good time at it, you don't know nothing.
They gonna have a hoedown, I reckon that's the right word. As long as they don't tear up my building, that's all I can
Have I
say.
forgotten anything?
No, sir.
Mr. Johnson?
So move.
Mr. Johnson moves that we adjourn. Mr. Flood was not here. Mr. Goodwin, will you help him?
I second it.
Mr. Goodwin seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.